Joshita, you speak French. Are you funny in French? Or I know you're not really that funny in English. Hello, Greaseballs, and welcome back to The Grease.
I want to know, what is the grease? That sounds better, huh? What's the grease, girl?
Where we will overanalyze this week's episode of RuPaul's Drag Race UK versus the World 2.
This week, we have like an acting type challenge. So I'm definitely excited to see, like, jumping in how it's going to work out with all of the language differences.
Yes, I love seeing all the ESL queens in an acting challenge. Is always kind of a surprise how it's going to go. Sometimes it goes well, sometimes it's a little bit
messy.
We started off this week with Kitty Minaj and La Grande Dame in the top. La Grande Dame won and sent home our beloved Arantxa Castilla-La Mancha.
It was definitely sad to see Arantxa go, but glad that La Grande Dame was able to kind of like solidify and get that like that success in the competition so far. Teresa was obviously very sad about Arantxa leaving, but here's my question. In her little confessional, she's like, yeah, like every time we touch was our song. Do you buy that?
No.
I don't buy that
all.
shit at all.
She's making shit up. What a random ass song to have. That's like being like, Don't Stop Believin' was my song.
Exactly. Like, bitch, no, it fucking wasn't. You maybe heard the song together at one point in your life.
Yeah, no. If we had a song, what would it be? We definitely have a song. Oh, I think I know what I have a nomination.
What is it?
Okay, it's Taste of Ink by The Used.
Yes. Okay. When you first said that, honestly, my first like gut reaction was something by the Spill Canvas.
That too. I was just thinking about that yesterday. I swear to God, I was washing dishes and I was thinking about some fucking song from the Spill Canvas, and I was like, the only person who would appreciate me texting them about this right now is Joshita.
Yes. That would be like my first gut reaction if we had to pick a song.
Yeah, some random ass emo shit.
Keita ended up choosing Teresa's lipstick. And I guess I'm not super surprised by that. What did you think?
I saw that coming, and I was hoping so much, because I'm such a huge fan of Arantxa. I was hoping so much that Keita would win, specifically because I knew as soon as she mentioned backstage that Arantxa had helped her make that coat, that there's no way she was going to send her home.
Yeah. I mean, I felt the way too, and like, it is a shame that she didn't end up winning the lip sync, but I mean, La Grande Dame pretty much deserved it in my opinion, so.
Yeah.
Oh, it sucks because I wish she would have chosen opposite, but whatever.
Rue comes into the workroom and tells the girls they will be doing one of the weirdest challenges I have ever heard of in my life.
Yes.
It's an immersive experience, kind of a hybrid of acting and branding, but the challenge, they also have to work in teams.
Real weird. Not super clear, like, in terms of what the finished products should look like. There's a lot of telling them what should go in it, but not necessarily what it should look like as a whole.
Yeah.
So I think that was kind of a miss, but I think, like, as we get to the girls and, like, how they're kind of planning everything, it seems like none of them really understood where it should have gone. And at that point, I don't know if production should have been like, it's a miss, girl, let's do something, or let's help them, or I don't know. It just, their conversations all seem to be going in every direction.
It was really weird. So the team captains are Kitty Minaj, La Grande Dame, and Teresa May. My autocorrect insists on her being called Chorizo.
Me too.
So I don't think it literally ever spells her name correctly. So on Team Kitty Minaj, we have Tia Coffee and Marina Summers. La Grande Dame's team is her Jean Bourse Blonde and Hannah Conda. And on Teresa's team is Scarlett and Gothy.
Yes.
Is there any standouts to you just by the team choices.
I kind of thought it was like spread out a lot to where there was like, I was like, well, wait, well, who's actually going to do really well in this? I was like, I didn't really honestly see anybody that I was like, yep, they're going to do well. I figured Hannah would do well in this one, but like the group in itself, I was like, well, I know La Grande Dame isn't probably going to be very good at this. And John Burrs is kind of like in the middle. So I would say Hannah off the bat, but not necessarily her team.
I had the same note that none of them really seemed like a team full of heavy hitters. It was really spread out, and I would assume like Tia's gonna do well, Teresa might do well, and Hannah might do well.
Yeah.
But are they, gonna be able to steer their team as a whole in the right direction, which I don't necessarily think anybody really was able to. Have our tier list for the challenge this week. Starting off with Teresa May.
She didn't do a bad job, but like even in her confessional, she was like, I don't have a big part. I got to do something really like stand out to show them that I'm like still here. I don't think she did that though. I put her in Cut Your Wigs Up.
She was kind of just checking boxes and not necessarily doing anything else to stand out. She referenced her brand with the Inferno, like, Party in Hell from the talent show. But other than that, she wasn't particularly funny at all in the challenge. So for that, I had to put her in Drag Delusion.
Not a good report card today.
Unfortunately, no.
Up next, we have Gothy Kendall.
Gothy? I was a little bit surprised. I know she's kind of shy, which I personally don't mind. And I disagree with Michelle Visage. The world does need more bukkake jokes if they're well done. And I actually think this was really well done for the joke that she was doing. They didn't have like a visual gag with like spraying lotion all over somebody. Like it was much funnier that it cut to her doing the makeup. So I thought that was really funny. And I have her in But Is It Fashion?
I feel like it was a little bit more British to not have the all out, like you said, like the lotion gag or whatever.
Yeah.
And I did like it, and I liked that Scarlett in particular was like, oh, I don't know how this is going to turn out, and then it really worked out for her. I did still have her in Cut Your Wigs Up, though. Just based on like the overall ranking of all the queens this week, I think it's kind of in the middle.
Hanaconda.
I liked Hannah. I think if she had had a little bit more time to flesh out some more of her ideas, it would have been even better and potentially a top spot. Even in the short little bit that she did have, I got in a couple of laughs. I thought her parkour thing was stupid as shit and funny.
Yeah.
I think her little like recording her scream laugh is like so her brand. Like it was really good. I've got her in the But Is It Fashion tier.
Hannah is very chaotic, and I live for her maniac cackle. I do think it could have used more time to have like one or two more other bits. But she did really well. I think she probably did, well, in my opinion, she did the best on her team. I have her in All Right Mama.
Up next, we have John Burrs Blonde, J Blonde. Where do you have J Blonde?
I thought it was kind of cute what she was trying to do. It just needed a little more fleshing out. And I think that the party idea, like if everybody on her team had done a different party as part of their immersive experience, I actually think that could have worked really well because they could have all designed a party based off where they were from. I think she honestly had the best like concept, but it didn't really land at all. And it's in Drag Delusion for me.
This was a big disappointment in my opinion because like when she was talking in the walkthrough, she was like, yeah, it's going to be like fun and I'm a party girl and it's going to be lighthearted and funny. And I'm like, okay, so that's what I was looking for. And then when she actually like did it, it was like her standing at a microphone and like talking to a not real audience and it wasn't funny. And I didn't get, like, even though her thing is like jamming into our brains that she's Irish, I didn't even necessarily get a lot of that from her promo. I was just confused at the end of it. And like, I just think it was bad from the get-go. The idea was bad and the execution was bad. I have this in rigor mortis. I didn't laugh once.
Rigamorous girl.
Yeah.
Next up, we have Kate Minaj. Catamorphosis.
I've been thinking that in my brain nonstop. Catamorphosis. Yeah, so she kind of bombed this. From the get-go, again, like, the idea was not good. The overall, this whole idea for this skit, promo bit, whatever, it was so disjointed. It just wasn't right. They needed to at least have some sort of segue, some sort of entrance from queen to queen, and it was just like, it was just everywhere. I was like, what is going on? And she was told that this was not a great idea.
Yeah.
I put her in rigomoris because she did this to herself.
Keta, you have so much to work off of, I feel like, from Amsterdam. Like, it's where drugs and sex are legal.
Mm-hmm.
And there's also, like, canals everywhere. You know, like, their culture is so kind of weird. And I don't know why she went for painting. And even her just saying ketamorphosis had, like, no connection even to what they were doing, even though I live for it. I unfortunately got this in rigomoris too.
Up next, we have La Grande Dame.
La Grande Dame just didn't have a very good idea, and I don't know, if she really did use all of their time, but it seemed like she kind of screwed over her other group partners. I thought the final product, once it was all edited, was at least a little bit funny, but it wasn't redeeming, really, from the rest of her group. So I have this in Cut Your Wigs Up.
There was some points in it once we got to the finished product that were like, okay, that's kind of funny. But I think that's only because her segment was so much longer than everybody else's.
Yeah.
So we had no choice but to, like, follow along with it. And maybe if the other girls' parts in this one were equal in length, maybe it would have felt better or been funny. I don't know. This was not good. It really her idea kind of worked, but it just was, like, not funny in the end in terms of what, like, RuPaul is looking for. I've got this in Drag Delusion.
We are all about fairness here on the grease. Marina Summers.
Ugh, I just love her. She's just a tiny little beautiful thing. Ugh.
She is.
Marina Summers. So honestly, I feel like hers was better than I thought it was going to be. I feel like hers had a little bit more, like, cohesion to it. It still wasn't amazing. It wasn't part of, like, a bad overall group one. I've got her in Drag Delusion.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought she looked incredible in her advert, and I enjoyed all the references that she was making to, other drag queens, and I think that was her way of trying to tie it all in, and it worked just a little bit. I have it in But Is It Fashion? I thought it was all right.
Next up, we have Scarlet Envy, Miss Directrice.
She kind of carried her group. They were the only team that seemed to do whatever weird ass assignment they were doing. And I think a large part of that is because of Scarlett and her using her marketing degree for the first time ever. I thought she was all right. I put her in All Right Mama.
Honestly, Scarlett's at the bottom of my list in terms of my favorites.
Yeah.
But she fucking killed it this week. The entirety of the skit was basically her idea. She labeled everything out. She was like, here's what you're going to see. This is going to be all heavy on Drag Race references. We're going to show you what it's like in the life of a girl being on Drag Race, behind the cameras. It was all laid out. It was really well done and concise. And then she looked great in it as well. She didn't fuck up any lines. She knew everything that was going on at each step. I've got her in Slayana, mama.
That was like the best her makeup has ever looked on the show.
Oh, yeah. She looked beautiful this episode.
Finally, the question remains, Tia Coffee.
I'm so happy that she is shining the way that she is this season. Like, I didn't know necessarily she was going to be in the top 2 just because she was in that group that was like a clunker. But
Yeah.
obviously she was the best out of the group. She's so fucking relatable. And I think that's part of why she's just so funny and it's so deadpan. She is so great. I've got her in All Right Mama.
Tia did exactly what they were supposed to do. Her segment was probably the best to, or at least like the most enjoyable to watch. And I just wish she had pushed the other girls, because if they had all kind of based whatever experience on their experience of their seasons, because both Keita and Marina were fucking robbed.
Yes.
And that could have been so good if they had leaned into that.
You're so right.
Like just trauma. Like, oh yeah, come to Drag Race, experience trauma. Like that would have been so fucking funny. But Tia did amazing. She is my Slayana for this week.
She's your Slayana mama. We're very differing this week.
Yeah, finally.
After
Finally some
last
drama.
week.
Oh my god, I know. Last week was crazy. Also, the pit crew guy that they gave a makeover for their little number looked like Irma Gerd.
For the Glamazonian Airways, the really bad one, my notes say, like, why are we going on this plane? Why are we using this one ugly pit crew member? Why did they give us this many ESL queens to do this stupid challenges? Can we please get better writers? Also, the typo thing, John Burrs, in every single one of the times that I typed it, says Jobbers.
I know she wanted her name to be John Bonet, and they made her change it.
Really?
Yeah, I believe she was called John Bonet Blonde before she came on to her season of UK, and they were like, you can't be John Bonet Blonde. You have to change it.
I love that.
Are you ready to grease and gross?
First up, we're going to start with our judges as well as our guest judge with Michelle Visage, who's got this very like kind of like metallic shiny pattern two-piece. Is that a two-piece?
I can't quite tell. It might be, I think it might be a dress with like a little bit of a belt.
Gives me a little bit of like Versace vibes. Her hair looks stunning. This is a really, I love the shoes too. This is a really big grease.
Grease. She is bronzed. She is waved. She is looking sickening. I hope someday my hair can look like that, which is like that cunty gray strip. Michelle is so cunt, like, yeah, grease. Next up, we will do Kim Petras, our guest judge. In the promo, I thought this was Kelly Osbourne. Or was that the
Really?
little one? Who's the little one? Yeah, Kelly.
Yeah.
I was like, she looks good. God damn. No, but she looks incredible.
You know who she looks like in here? Oh my god. It's kind of uncanny now that I've said it. Rita Skeeter.
Oh my god, she does.
Isn't that kind of insane?
Yeah, because she has like the very severe kind of cheekbones.
Yes. She looks,
blonde.
okay, she looks like the librarian that's gonna fuck you.
Yeah, she's hot.
I love this with the red cherries and the red lipstick. Definite grease. Next we have Graham. That's Graham, right? No.
That's Alan, bitch.
That's Alan. Whoops. Up next we have Alan Carr. The lovely Alan Carr and in a hot pink blazer. Yeah, he looks okay. Like, I'm not mad at it. I'm gonna nuke it though, because I'm not impressed.
Nooch on the suit. Alan doesn't ever really go over the top, but I am a huge fan. I don't think I could have ever really greased anything grossed rather anything he's worn either, because he's like, yeah, he just looks like your fun gay substitute teacher.
Fair enough.
Next up is RuPaul bringing us some silver metallic. Her and Michelle said this week, shiny, shimmering.
We're coming in sparkling. I hate the wig. I hate this wig.
Yes.
I really hate the wig. I do like everything else. Her body looks great. RuPaul never has a fucked up like body. She's got the shape always down. I love that big fucking jewel on her hand too. I'm like, okay, bitch. But yeah, this wig for me, I can do do something different. I don't like it. Otherwise, it's a grease.
I am gonna gross this for the wig. This is like Mary Berry's wig.
Oh my god, yeah.
I cannot with that. And it's so far back on her head too. They still haven't quite
And it's
figured that
crooked.
out.
It's crooked.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Yeah, I'm sorry. This is a gross. I'm so sorry, RuPaul.
So we will start off with Choriza May. What did you think?
I actually live for this. And when she was painting backstage, I made a joke to my partner. I was like, oh, over here we have fucking Marge. And then she comes out as Marge.
Yes.
And this is actually a reference to a specific episode of The Simpsons where they join the country club and Marge doesn't have the money to buy new outfits. So she starts making, she buys one dress and alters it over and over. And I loved that she referenced this. And then I love that she had her big blue pussy out.
Yeah.
This was such a Grease for me.
Yeah, this was hilarious. And on top of it being funny, it was really well done. The
Yes.
only thing I'm going to knock on it is that when she came out at the beginning, you could see her armpits were obviously a reveal.
Yeah, you can see it in this photo too.
Yeah, other than that, though, I fucking lived for it. I love the way that she said her big blue bush. And it was really just well done. She's shapely. She had all the padding right. The hair is perfect. Grease, 100%. Finally, Theresa May.
Gothy Kendall, how do you feel?
Okay. I almost want to gross this based on this photo alone because it is the most homophobic thing I've ever seen.
It's pretty bad.
I did like this one. I'm not sure I'm incredibly in love with the end result. I did think the first before the reveal was really cute. I am still gonna grease it, but God, that picture is terrible.
This is a Grease for me too. I thought it was a little bit simple as far as reveals go. She was really kind of just taking off a coat, but what's underneath it is so weird.
Mm-hmm.
This is very strange, and I just love that. And I love these shoes. Oh my God.
Yeah, the shoes
I
are
was
cunt.
gagged for those shoes.
Hannah Conda, and she started out in a Pope look and then ended up being a showgirl. What did you think?
I loved it. I thought the first look was a little bit simple for a Pope kind of tee. And wasn't she studying to become a priest or something?
I think she did mention that.
Yeah, on her season of Down Under.
Mm-hmm.
So from Hannah, I expected a little bit more details, but it is just the reveal part. So the reveal itself is really good. She looks amazing. The shoes are great. The makeup is right. It's great.
I thought she sold it really well on the runway as she was doing the reveal itself. Yeah, you're right. The first outfit wasn't necessarily anything to write home about. But I do appreciate that it was such a big transformation from what the first part was. I'm definitely going to grease this one.
Next up is John Burr's Blonde.
I wish that the first part of the look was a little bit stronger. I do love the idea of it with the gold over the rainbow. I think that's really a good idea. I just wish it was I don't know, maybe if the first part was shaped better, or maybe if the colors were a little bit more bold, then it would have been immediately more okay, rainbow, but still not that bad. I don't like the wig on this one. I don't like the wig. The outfit is beautiful though. She looks stunning. I'm still greasing this.
I really, really loved this look. The beginning look could have been a little more over the top, but I do think it was beautiful. I love pastels though. And then this look, the reveal is stunning. All the chains. I don't dislike the hair. I like a Gibson roll like that, but in Untucked, you could kind of see where the top layer is smoothed over it and it's coming apart and separating from the actual roll. So that was a little bit sloppy.
Yeah.
I would be interested to see it with some different hair, if she could just send that photograph to my DMs, that'd be cool. I could put it in right here. But this still Grease for sure.
Could you imagine if she just had 40 inches of pin straight white blonde hair?
And that would have been beautiful.
That would have been amazing with this. Up next, we have Keita Minaj in purple.
I liked this look. I thought the reveal from the big tie to the little tie was funny. I don't always like when it's like super obvious that something's going to be a reveal, and I get that kind of feeling from this. But I love the color story that's going on. I like how the final product is much different from what she came out in as well. So it's still freaky.
I liked, honestly, this is one where I liked the first look better than the second look. I
Yeah.
feel like if this first look had regular, normal looking shoulders, it would be nice, high fashion, like edgy, cunty. I loved the big tie to the little tie reveal. I'm a sucker for that.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just wasn't very impressed by the dress that she was in the final product. I love this wig, 100%. I'm gonna grease it. It's kind of a weak grease, but it's still a grease.
La Grande Dame.
With serving world peace.
That, oh my god.
Yeah, this, I mean, fuck, she looks so good. The piss part adds what we're kind of expecting to see with her kind of like twisted humor a little bit. You can tell RuPaul ate it up. Michelle loved it. The judges really enjoyed it. It's a funny little word play, accent play type of idea. She looks amazing. I would be incredibly intimidated by her in anything she puts on. This is a grease.
Who doesn't love some piss? It was so... I've never seen this type of reveal before. And I mean, we've seen hundreds of reveals.
Yeah.
And this is something new that was just super cool. Great idea. Really funny on multiple levels. Super great.
Fuck off. Okay, next we have Marina Summers.
This outfit was so interesting when she comes out and she's pulling off the pieces of rock and it has those beautiful beads trailing off of it as she's like pulling it like it's lava. It was so cool. Like I've again never really seen anything like that. It was so beautiful. And then the reveal itself, I don't like the headpiece, but the dress itself is gorgeous. Yeah, great.
I agree with you on the headpiece. I'm not a big fan of it. Hair and everything else looks great. And yeah, I feel like the beginning outfit with the rocks and the lava and stuff, that could have looked so bad. Like it could have looked very cheap and it could have looked like very crafty. It was really cute. Like I thought it was such a good idea, and then and then it was cohesive. She started out as an exploding volcano. She turns into like a lava dress. She looks amazing. Yeah, big super boost here.
And then Michelle going, every time that she pulled off one of those rocks was so good.
Yeah, Michelle, we have that in common.
Oh God. Next is Scarlet Envy.
Yeah. Okay, so this isn't a reveal, A. B.
It's a code.
I do like the bright, stark contrast between like her having it all closed and then opening it up, but she does not have any padding on here. You can tell she has textbook hog body, which I am like, isn't that something we covered back in US season 6? You're on US season like 11, All-Star 6. You should know this by this point. Yes, she has an amazing body. She's like a tiny little fucking twig, but like this is a great example that you can't just, I mean, you can, I suppose, but like it's not going to look that great. I think this was a mistake on her part because it just didn't fit in my opinion. Neck up. Oh my God, what a gorgeous queen. She is painted the house fucking down. This wig is to die for. I'm so conflicted on where to actually fucking put this because it is so back and forth. I think I'm gonna nuke it.
You're crazy.
Because I don't know how otherwise
How
to
can
place
you
it.
look at this picture and tell me she is a gorgeous queen? She looks insane. Her lipstick is way too light for this outfit. Her blush is way too dark. She has no necklace on like a fucking maniac, leaving all of this open when she's not wearing tits, no contour. And this dress, I swear to God, is from fucking Wish or TikTok Shop. I just watched a video of
Really?
Mia Maples wearing almost this exact same dress. And you're right, it's not a reveal. It's a coat that you put a lining in.
Mm-hmm.
Is garbage. This is rigor gross, burnt up, deep fried, thrown in the trash. I hate this look. I am sure in person Scarlett is wonderful. I'm certain we would get along. I'm certain I've dressed much worse than this in my life. I'm so sorry. No.
You don't like the wig?
I like the wig.
Okay.
The wig is good. It's a sleigh. I love a big curly wig, but no.
Okay, I get it. I almost grossed it, but like, yeah.
It's okay.
Yeah. Lastly, we have Tia Coffee. What did you think?
I thought this was pretty good. The first look was cute. The second look with the nod to what album was that?
Supermodel?
Because this one is Supermodel. Or no, this one's Vogue. You're right, it was a Supermodel. I thought it was a cheap recreation. It seemed a little bit like everything was a little too thin. Like the fabric was a little too thin, so it kind of looked cheap. But the final reveal into this bodysuit was great. So her makeup's still crunchy with the mismatch, but I'm gonna have to just get over it for this season. Her body looks stunning. Agrees?
I agree with you. I feel like each look was a little bit off in some way or another. But what I will say is that every look I was like, oh, that's a RuPaul look. Like that's RuPaul. And she kind of looked like her a little bit. The end reveal I feel like was like one of the most absolute, like iconic, like recognizable as of like modern RuPaul. So I really enjoyed that. But the makeup is, I think we're just gonna have to move past that this season. And then there's one other thing too that I kind of have noticed about Tia that, and it might just be part of her like journey, but she like, I don't think she is like, I don't know if it's that she's uncomfortable in her body. It's like she doesn't look at her and then look at Tace. Similar body types,
Very.
Long, lanky model, but like you see Tia in a lip sync and then you see Tace in a lip sync. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I actually said something similar about this lip sync is that I can't dance but I will like just move around my body, whatever, like I'll just have fun with it. And I think that's very how Tia feels, is that she just goes for it, but she doesn't exactly know how to utilize her body.
Yes.
It seems like she doesn't finish her movement that she's doing. Like,
That's
all the way
it.
through.
That's
it's
it. Like the commitment is like 98% of the way there. And whereas like Gothi is like 20% of the way there, it's like almost there, but it feels a little tiny bit like stiff or like she's in her head a little bit. Either way, I digress. I'm still greasing this look.
Mama,
that's a lot of discourse, okay? So, the grease on the placements. In the safe category, we have Marina, Hanaconda, and Choriza May. We have Gothi in like that kind of high safe spot. And then we also have La Grande Dame scraping by in the low safe spot, or like yellow safe.
I was scared.
Still getting kind of generally negative critique, but safe in the end.
Ultimately, in the top, we have Tia Coffee and Scarlet Envy, leaving John Burr's Blonde and Keita Minaj in the bottom.
Yeah, I would have put Jombers here for sure. And I think it's fair to put Keita here too. Like it hurts me to put her there because I want her to do better than she is, but I think it's probably one of the most actual like on the nose judging. That doesn't mean to say she's like out of the game. She's definitely doing what she can to pull something together, strike something up with these top two girls.
Yeah, she's offering to suck Tia's dick.
Yes, she was like, what kind of massage do you need, mama?
Prostate?
Which I like that she didn't just give up or be like, it's a game, you're going to do whatever you want. Like, it's still showing that fire.
I appreciate that, too. You don't want to have someone come up to you and be like, anything you do, I'm gonna be okay with. Love you, sister. Like, no.
Yeah.
My ass would be like, don't send me home. I'll PayPal you $10,000 before taxes.
I don't know. I think Jombers took like a different approach to it. Seemed a little bit delusional, to be honest, but like I don't know. I feel like Jombers had to keep referencing their original season because they didn't have enough good stuff from this season yet to be like, this is why I should stay. So I don't know. I just kind of felt like it was like, keep Kata.
And then Scarlett's back there like being like, Jombers, you are a fashion girl.
She's fucking gaslighting her.
We have our lip sync song is Kim Petras. I don't remember the name of the song. Do you have it written down?
Future starts now.
I love Kim Petras. I love like synth music, Carly Rae Jepsen, Kim Petras. I love like modern 80s sounding music to die for. I would die to perform the song in front of her would be...
Right? How cool would that be? I mean, Kim Petras or whoever, but like, oh my god, I would be shaking on stage having to do that.
Yeah, I feel like you just have to block it out. Like, you just have to completely ignore it until you're done.
The lip sync was okay. Like I was saying before, the Tia's performance wasn't bad, but it was just like a little bit stiff, just not quite there yet. Mm-hmm. Scarlett really, I don't think she like blew her away, but I think she just did enough to be like, okay, yeah, you'll take it.
Scarlett's outfit was a crime against humanity.
Oh my god, it was that awful. Wig? The wig
Who
looked
buys
like it was
a wig
spray
with
painted.
hot roots? But Tia's outfit was so beautiful by comparison. She looked amazing.
She looked
so good. She should, she should take some dance lessons now that she's taken some sewing lessons. The lip sync was a little bit underwhelming. They both did all right. Scarlett just did kind of marginally better. Mm-hmm. Scarlett wins.
Yep, Scarlett wins, securing her first badge and ultimately sending John Burr's Blonde packing. I have an award, and it is the Gayest Human Being Award, which used to be mine. I'm giving that to Scarlett this week for her reaction to winning the lip sync. You can insert the little clip here if you're going to eventually rewatch it, bitch, because that capital F, I literally screamed at the TV. I was like, what a
Oh my god, I love that Discord cut out your mic when you said that is so homophobic that they would do that to me. All right, but it is not all sadness here today. We have to award our best hair, best mug, and best dressed of the week. Joshita, who do you have for best hair?
Best hair this week for me is going to Gothy Kendall. Ooh. I loved her blonde, like 60s wig. It looked so good. Definitely her this week.
I have Keita for her purple beehive.
Best mug. Who do you have?
I have Teresa for best mug. I thought she did such a good job with the body paint and matching as well as she did with the yellows. And she's like contoured and beat in that mug.
Choices. For best mug this week, I am going with none other than La Grande Dame. She looked so fucking good. She looked like literally Miss France. Definitely her this week.
And finally, best dressed, Joshita.
I struggled a little bit with this one, and an attempt to not give Dada every single award. I gave this one to John Burr's Blonde actually this week.
That's interesting. I actually almost gave this to John Burr's because the gold outfit was so beautiful.
Yeah.
But I gave mine to Marina because I just lived for those beats.
Yeah, and I mean, honestly, most of the queens on here were a fair choice for the best dress this week.
Yeah, it was a good week. Well, next week is Snatch Game.
Snatch Game. Yes, I'm excited because La Grande Dame won Snatch Game on her season. So I'm like, please pull yourself out of this, whatever is going on right now. We've only got 6 episodes. Jump out.
Right.
And then obviously we've got Teresa, who could be really, really good. I'm just excited. I'm excited to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, you never know. It's always kind of a mixed bag when we have our international queens. I love seeing, how it has to be so difficult to translate humor. I think about that. Because, I mean, Joshita, you speak French. Are you funny in French? Or, I mean, I know you're not really that funny in English.
Fuck you. No, it's hard. It's easy to be like stupid funny in a foreign language, but it's not easy to be like sarcastic and clever funny. So yeah, no, I can be like a dumb funny person in French, but I'm not like a smart witty person in French. So that, and I think that's what it takes to do Snatch Game. So it's hard as shit, dude.
Mm-hmm. Well, you're not smart, witty, funny in English either. So.
Yeah, I'm working with nothing here.
Genuinely. Amazing.
Yay, we did it.
We did it.